you guys? It's me from Nvme Tech here, back in another video for you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Today I will be not reviewing, but unboxing something that I've been waiting to get and experience for the first time ever. Is a MacBook Pro M1. And I know you guys have been seeing tons and tons and tons of videos of these things, whether 16 gigabytes of RAM or 8 gigabytes of RAM is right for you, whether 256 gigabytes of storage is enough, whether you should get 512, paying the Apple tax of extra storage and extra RAM, yada yada. Tons of videos out there. I've watched them all and did my research before I even bothered trying to find the right configuration for myself. I am coming from a Windows computer. I'm primarily Windows and I was primarily Android. I jumped into the Apple ecosystem last year with the iPhone 11 Pro Max and slowly started getting more Apple products, and now I'm immersed. And I'm not gonna lie, coming from Android and Windows, I was satisfied, but this is a whole new ballgame. Communicating with friends, sharing files with myself while I'm doing work, while I'm doing photos and videos and airdropping stuff back and forth. It makes everything a lot easier and app experience is better, but we'll talk about that in another video if you want me to talk about that. But we're going to unbox the M1 MacBook Pro together because this is my first experience with a MacBook, and if you're coming from Windows and primarily Android and you're diving in as well, you can experience this with me. To all my loyal 386 subscribers now, if you're watching, thank you for growing with me and growing with the channel, and we're going to experience this thing together, even though you've probably watched tons of videos already. Alright, let's get started. Bye. Okay, so my setup isn't the best right now to walk through this with you guys, but I'm gonna set it up with you guys. You kind of missed the little MacBook chime. Dig in the background, dig in the display so far. English is my language. So go next. Alright, now we're gonna connect to Wi-Fi. Scissor keyboard on this feels a lot different than the iPad Pro's Magic Keyboard. Or Magic Keyboard on here feels a lot different than the iPad Pro's Magic Keyboard, which is interesting. So now I'm going to set up the Wi-Fi, then I'll be right back. So Apple's all about that data and privacy, so we already know about that. Migration Assistant, your information from another Mac or Windows PC. You can transfer information on a Windows PC. What does that look like? I didn't know you can transfer data from a Windows PC. I'm about to see what this is like, and I'll be right back. But when you get on your new Mac and you sign in with your Apple ID, you have to make a computer account, I guess, and a password. So that's new to me, and I guess we're gonna do that. And after you do that, you're gonna go, it's gonna set up your iCloud account. So that's the next step after you create a password for your new Mac computer. I'm sure there are plenty of videos like this, so I'm glad you guys are watching this with me and getting the experience with me, because this is my first time having a macOS computer. I jumped on the iPhone, iOS, jumped on the Apple Watch, jumped on the iPad train, Apple TV, you name it, AirPods, all that. macOS is the last thing with Apple that I have not tried yet. So I'm curious. Setting up account. Now these MacBooks are known to be very fast, efficient computers. This is advertised to have 20 hours battery life. Other reviewers have gotten 15, but that's still pretty impressive for a laptop of this caliber. So this isn't a review. I'm just setting up with you guys and going through the experience. This is my first macOS computer, and I'm pretty excited to test it out and see how it does with the programs I use on my PC, which is primarily Lightroom, Photoshop, Adobe Premiere Pro, and right now they have a beta for that to run natively on the M1 Max. So if that goes well, and if the Adobe suite is good enough and the Microsoft suite is good enough, I maybe don't have to spend money on Final Cut Pro. But I'm curious about Final Cut Pro, and I've gotten gift cards to where I can get Final Cut Pro right now. So we'll see how that goes when I get myself all set up. This is taking a while. I mean, imagine I have a lot of stuff in my iCloud, so we'll see. Unless I'm having my first issue with a brand new M1 MacBook, I'll keep you guys posted. Oh, there it is. Okay, Find My allows you to find your Mac, send it to the messages. Okay, Express Setup. Now this trackpad is a haptic touch trackpad, and it's huge. It's a huge trackpad. You guys can see that. It is a pretty big trackpad. I'm on manual focus, my bad guys. It's a pretty big trackpad, and it's nice. And the keyboard is the Magic Keyboard. So, oh boy, hold on. Alright, so Express Setup, you assign your Apple ID, Analytics, share, crash with app developers. Yes, I want you to know when that stuff crashes. Screen time, so basically this is about your eye health and your cognitive health. Make sure you're not on your computer too much. App limits, just like iOS. You have enabled Siri, we're gonna do that. Set up by saying hey, the magic word. So, hey Siri. Hey Siri, open the Documents folder. Hey Siri, show my downloads. Hey Siri, what's the weather? Hey Siri, what does the rest of my day look like? I noticed whenever I was doing that, my phone and HomePod didn't go off. It's as if it knows I'm setting up a Mac, which is pretty cool, I'd say. We're not going to share audio recordings with Siri. That's not happening. Privacy. File vault disk encryption. Secures your data by encrypting the contents of your disk and locking your screen with a password. Sure. And we have Touch ID on here, which is pretty cool. Touch ID is on the power button. Let me show you guys that. So that's the touch bar, and we're setting up the Touch ID, and it says you use your fingerprint to blah blah blah. Make purchase with Apple Pay. Start placing finger on the Touch ID. So now the touch bar is saying lift and rest repeatedly. And it's very fast. Touch ID is ready. Alright, I almost touched the touch screen, or the screen on the laptop, but alright, here we go. All set up. Now we have Apple Pay. And if it's gonna put private information on there, you guys aren't gonna see that. So that's the touch bar, and we're setting up the Touch ID, and it says you use your fingerprint to blah blah blah. Make purchase with Apple Pay. Start placing finger on the Touch ID. So now the touch bar is saying lift and rest repeatedly. And it's very fast. Touch ID is ready. Alright, I almost touched the touch screen, or the screen on the laptop, but alright, here we go. All set up. Now we have Apple Pay. And if it's gonna put private information on there, you guys aren't gonna see that. Alright, just like our iOS devices, this MacBook has True Tone, which just basically takes the ambient light, looks around the light in the room, and adjusts the light accordingly to your So we have True Tone in here, and basically what that does is it's just like the iPhones and the iPad. It takes the ambient sensors, and they pretty much try to make the screen paper-like, so that way it looks like you're looking on paper, so that way it takes less strain on the eyes while you're looking at your screen. That's basically all that is. So we're gonna leave that on. Alright, so here we are on the screen of the MacBook. Calendar relates to user location, obviously it's a yes. So out of the box you get 84% battery, which is pretty cool. All this is new to me. I have no idea what this is. It's clean. I mean, you don't have icons all over the place, and I'm sure you can. Oh man, this is a lot for me. I'm new to this like no other. The icons look cool. I mean, I've never had a MacBook, so I don't know how they used to look. I saw reviewers giving the MacBook a bunch of crap about it, but here's messages. Turn on messages for Mac. I wonder if it'll sync everything. I'm gonna dive into this and just make a review for you guys, because I am new to Macs. I have to get used to this. I'm gonna learn it and get back to you guys within a week, and I will come back with a full review on the Mac. And you're probably gonna be watching this edit. This will probably be edited off Adobe Premiere or Final Cut. We'll see. But all this video right now will be edited on this Mac, so I'm gonna see how that goes with render speeds and upload speeds to the internet, to YouTube, and I'll probably throw in a clip from my iPhone of it uploading the video to YouTube and the render speeds somewhere in this clip, somewhere in this video. But this is new. I can't wait to experience this and get back to you guys within a week to tell you how it is for me, from coming from primarily Windows and having no idea what I'm about to do with this. So tune in next week for that full review, and yeah, Merry Christmas. Take care.